Good morning. Right, so the pantry door and frame, which I took off, I've got to get it back on there now. And I think I mentioned that I'm going to put it on the inside of the pantry, where it was on the kitchen side, but I'm actually going to put this on the inside of the pantry, which means I've had to make one or two adjustments. This side will fix into the wall, and this is going to take all the weight of the door. So I've had to shave half of this off, but you'll see why when I fit it. So I've got to get quite a few fixings in here to make sure this doesn't move. So I've taken half of the width off of this. Because it's going on the inside of the pantry, I was able to gain a bit of height. So I've had to put 4.5 centimeters on the bottom of the door and the frame, and I'm just hiding it with this architrave, the join, and then that'll get painted the same as the door, so it'll be nice and neat. There's been a fair bit of gluing and clamping, etc. Up here, it's all cracked, and I've had to stuff whatever I can in there. Down the side of this door, the lip that would sit on the frame, the bottom part was all damaged, and so I've had to put in a new lip here, and I've just got to shave that end off to blend it in. So yeah, I've done a fair bit of work. Not I say a lot of work. I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's most of the time it's just sitting waiting for clamps to go off, the glue to go off. But anyway, so today's task, I'm going to try and prep up a bit more of this and sand and fill holes where old nails have been, etc. Maybe if I can get time, I'll get an undercoat on the door. I'm not going to paint the frame until it's in situ. I think that would just be easier. And then these little bits of filler here, that'll be easier once it's on. Right, just giving this a wipe over to get the dust off. I've put the frame up It took me about 3 hours. I didn't film much because you can't really get many angles in there. But I've lined it all up. I put the door up against it so it's all perfect spaces, etc. And before finally fixing it on, of course, you'll remember that little blue wash ball that we discovered behind the frame. Well, I've popped it back in there. I made a little hole behind it so it could go in there. And that was originally put in there to ward off evil spirits. So we've put that back, and then I just tightened the frame up against the wall, and now it's up. So I'm going to spend the next hour or so working on this. It's getting a bit hot, so I've moved into the shade, and I don't know whether you can see on the swing seat, that's Suzie. She's not sitting around doing nothing. Well, she is, but not out of choice, I'm afraid. She's every 4 weeks, she has 2 injections in her lower back, and she never looks forward to them. They take about between 30 and 90 seconds per injection to administer. But this time, I think they've hit her sciatica nerve or something like that. She's been in a bit of trouble this week with it. She's had that before, unfortunately. So she can't really do a great deal. So she's taking it easy, as I've suggested to her. But she's like me. She doesn't like sitting around doing nothing. So I'll get her a glass of wine soon. She'll be right. Right, so I'm going to wipe this down, get a bit of filler in, the obvious things, and then I'm going to get an undercoat on it, and then I'll assess it then whether I need any more. So that's the plan. Yeah, it's all to do with her cancer treatments, unfortunately, and she's also had a blood test this week. That's another needle she's had stuck in her. So yeah, and she has to have that every 4 weeks. So it's not easy because she doesn't like needles at the best of the time. But never mind. Right, that's clean. So let's start filling, shall we? Right, that's had its undercoat. It's just a white undercoat. It makes it a lot easier for painting. And to be quite honest, it's getting a bit hot out here. Don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but it's 32 degrees. So beer o'clock, or in Susie's case, wine o'clock. Right, well, I got the first coat on this morning, so this is the second and I think the final coat. So I'm going to let that dry. I've got a little job to do on the frame inside, and then I'm going to hang it today. I haven't painted the back side of it. That's going to be in the pantry. I'll do that when the door's hung. Yeah, I'd just like to get this hung today. So it's looking good. Parchment colour. We like that colour. Okay, so this frame is fixed, and it's fixed absolutely solid, but you can see maybe because of this gap here, you can see how bowed this wall is, and that's why I decided to cut half of the frame off, because I wanted to attach quite a few battens and then attach the frame to those battens. So there's about 10 different fixings holding this to the wall, so it's not going anywhere. But of course I need to hide this gap. So I've got a bit of old architrave. I've cut it to length. Let's just get that. So yeah, that's vertical, give or take. And so basically all I need to do, let's just check that, moved it. Yeah, perfect. Right, so I've taken a little block of wood and attached a pencil to it. So basically, I'm going to just try and follow the wall the best I can. It's all very uneven. Draw a line, and then in theory, this should follow the shape of the wall. Well, I'm happy. That's perfect. A little bit of builder's caulk in there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, whilst we're in this corner, we have a third feature, which is our pantry. Now, this behind me is north, so behind Suzie is south. And this won't get sunshine during the day, so it's a nice cool spot, perfect for a pantry. So we've got various handles to choose from. I think that was the one that came off that door.
I like those.
But it didn't have the actual catch, and neither these, but we could probably find one. Or we've got these that we brought with us, the traditional handle.
Yeah, we had these on all the doors because we had strip pine everywhere, didn't we?
Yeah.
They
So
looked nice.
I'm sort of thinking one of these might be nice.
Yeah, I like them, but that matches the other cupboard in there.
Yeah,
That's
I like
a
that.
nice one.
Yeah, I think that'll clean up all right. It's a bit, yeah. All right. Well, we'll have a look through. Anyway, this there is another 4 minutes of footage to come on this. Every year we do a compilation of all the birds at the bird bath and the feeding station, and so we've put one together set to music, and we have a new family, don't we? Mummy and Daddy and babies.
Couple of families.
Well, actually, yeah, but there's one main one, but there's a couple of families that joined us. So they're in there. So if you want to hang around after we say goodbye, then there's 4 minutes of birds and chilling out. Right, so we've made a decision, that one, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, well, on that basis.
Otherwise you've got to straighten that one out.
Well, it is a bit bent now.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. I like that one actually, it's got a nice